Hey guys, this is Letitia B Fights. I'm coming to you live on Facebook. I want to talk to you about inflammation and hair loss because they go in side and side together. Okay. That just my notification let me know that I am on and I am live. Um, like I was saying, I wanted to talk to you about inflammation and hair loss and how they go together. But before I do that, I want to introduce myself. I am Letitia B. Fikes. I am your hair loss practitioner. I am also a licensed cosmetologist of 15 years in the state of North Carolina. I am also an award-winning stylist. I am salon owner and clinic owner of LaFay's Hair Care Clinic. I am also founder and creator of Create Professional Workshops. All right, now that is said, let's talk about this inflammation and hair loss. So what I did was I pull up the definition of inflammation because I can tell you what I think it means, but I'm just gonna go ahead and give you the 1 second. I'm gonna give you the definition that I got off the internet. Okay. So inflammation, according to them, it is a localized physical condition in which part of the body becomes reddened, swollen, hot, often painful, especially reaction to an injury or an infection. So inflammation to me is when something swells up because of some type of infection. That's how I think of it. Like something infected in your body, it gets swollen and it hurts. That's my definition of it. Um, but inflammation is one of the causes why you lose hair because you can have an issue, but when things are inflamed, it cause it cause things in our body to be disrupted. For one, our hair cycle is disrupted. So just think about um just think about this. If you are a guy or you have small young children who play with race cars. So you ever bought them the little track and the car goes around and around and around and it has a place to go, so they probably go up, down, and however. Just think about if you disconnect the track and where the car will go. It goes places that it should not be going because the purpose of the track is for the car to be on the track. The same way that your hair goes through a cycle, it goes through the growing phase, it goes through the transition phase, then it goes to the resting phase. Those are how the hair cycle is supposed to be at all times. Grow, transition, rest. Grow, transition, rest. So if you are pregnant, if you have some type of autoimmune, if you have some type of inflammation anywhere, then everything is disrupted and you might not have growing, transition, resting. You might be growing and you get pushed into the resting and then your hair is just shedding constantly. Or you can just have the hair be in the middle stage, but between the transition, no, between the resting and the resting and the growing phase where there's nothing there. So it's important it's important for you to take care of your body because if it's inflammation in your body, then it's inflammation in your hair. So your body, your head is not disconnected from the rest of your body. So therefore, what is going on inside your body, your hair is going to feel the effect of that. Okay, so um I got a couple of notes down that I want to talk to you about when it comes to hair loss. One is when you're dealing with inflammation of the scalp, what you will run into is some flakiness. Does that sound familiar to you? Dryness, itchiness, painful patches of buildup. Do that sound familiar? If so, then what is going on is you have seborrheic dermatitis, or you can be having a case of psoriasis, depending on if your flakes are yellow or if your flakes are white. So, or silvery, should I say. So, and that again, you see how it's connected with inflammation. So you want to make sure that in this case you reduce if you will reduce inflammation foods, like inflammatory foods like milk, cheese, chocolate, things of that nature. That will help a lot, and start eating some anti-inflammatory things. Um, Also, when you're dealing with inflammation, you can also have folliculitis. And folliculitis is when you have inflammation of the hair follicles. And when you're dealing with that, it can usually be caused by a bacteria or a fungi infection. And then here we go again with the inflammation. And this will cause temporary hair loss. And even with the scalp condition, you can have flakes and stuff that flakes up so bad when the patches cover the scalp, it can cause the hair to be gone in that area. It can accumulate, build up so thick that the hair cannot protrude through the scalp and through the flakes. So to the naked eye, you will see a patch is missing. So you want to make sure, like I said, you reduce the inflammation. There's a lot of things that you can do to reduce the inflammation. You can eat anti-inflammatory foods. You can have anti-inflammatory supplements. You can be prescribed anti-inflammatory medications. You can have anti-inflammatory creams. You can also use anti-inflammatory shampoos. There are a lot of things that's out there to help against inflammation. Um, when you are going to your doctor, the doctor will prescribe you either anti-inflammatory medications, or they would do some type of immune therapy medications, and those medications are set to just suppress the immune system so you won't have so much inflammation. um I think that's all that I have for you today. So I just want to just recap. So today, if you just joined me, we're talking about inflammation and hair loss, and we're talking about the different things that you can take to reduce the inflammation, like different types of anti-inflammatory foods, um, supplements, medication from your doctor, creams, and anti-inflammatory shampoos. When you're dealing with scalp inflammation, you were talking about your psoriasis and your psoriasis, eczema as well. Psoriasis, eczema, folliculitis, um, seborrheic dermatitis. They all have to do with inflammation. The flakes of the scalp is more so the eczema because of the dryness and the inflammation. Um, Seborrheic dermatitis and psoriasis, they both have flakes. But when you're dealing with psoriasis, is more silvery, but when you're dealing with seborrheic dermatitis, is more yellow. And then a lot of time you'll see flakes on their eyebrows and as well behind their ears. That's how you kind of know when you're dealing with dermatitis. Um, And again, with folliculitis, is inflammation of the follicles. That's why it's so important to detox your scalp, because you don't want any type of buildup. You don't want to cause any type of inflammation of the scalp. And I know that we've been taught that we can leave our installs in for 6 months. Like, no, guys, please don't do that, because you can cause any type of infection, as such as a bacteria infection. Fungi can start growing, just different things like that, and you don't want that. You don't want none of that stuff to accumulate. I think that's all I have. And again, I am Letitia B. Fikes. I am your hair loss practitioner. If you have any questions for me, feel free to comment below in the chat. And I will respond back to you. Until next time, guys, I want you to stay educated and stay away from the inflammation foods.